Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay. You can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. Today is December 15th, 2024. It's been probably 2 months since I podcasted. I'm not sure when the last time I did, but that's okay. This is my podcast all about my yarny things, knitting and crochet related, and all of the things that have been purchased during the extremely stressful past 3 months that we've lived through. So that'll be fun to show you guys all of that. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 kids. They are all upstairs right now. My son's asleep. My husband is upstairs monitoring everything, and my daughter's playing in her room. So let's jump into it. First things first, the FOs. I've got a lot. One of the first things that I can show you, if I can find it, I apologize, is the ribbed beanie that I have been working on. And this is what it looks like. There you go. It's just a classic crochet. I think the pattern is called Easy Breezy Ribbed Beanie. I will have the pattern linked down below. And also my Ravelry page with all of its detailed information is down below too. But this was using a giant ball of big twist yarn. You'll see one of those here in just a little bit. And it's actually enough yarn to make each one of the sizes: an adult, large, medium, small, the teen and child, and then even down to toddler and baby. And I've got them all in these sandwich baggies because they are going to be donated to our oncology office for the winter time. So that is what I've been working on. I think I have 7 currently. I've got, I think, 1 more in the works right now that I'm using the yarn for. That's Big Twist in the colorway gray. So that's what I have been working on here recently as far as crochet goes, because I finished something, and I don't know if I can show you guys without it falling. Yeah, I can. But okay, so I haven't, as you can see clearly, I haven't woven in all of the ends, but the crocheting of the blanket is done. Okay, but the ends are not woven in. But I'll do that later, like next weekend before I gift it. But the blanket itself is done. But it is this gingham purple blanket with the white and the light purple and the dark purple. And now the majority of the blanket is actually woven in because it was originally a 6x6. And I had decided that I wanted to make it an 8x8. So I had added 2 rows to the left and 2 rows to the bottom, or to the right and to the top, or however you wanted to think about it like that. But I expanded it so it's a little bit bigger for the baby. And I finished this blanket, and I'm very excited about it. I will get into grams in and out after FOs because, oops, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And then with the excess yarn, I'm actually making more ribbed beanies. This one I have to cinch together the top here. And then this one will actually be the newborn size, and it will go along with the blanket. So it's going to match. And I'm pretty excited about that as well for my niece. But yes, that blanket has been done. And then it was the Freckled Whimsy Free Broom Rides socks that I had done. I did them on Magic Loop, 64 stitches. I think I have a photo, so I will insert that if I can find the photo, or take the photo once I find the socks. But yeah, that's one of the projects that I don't have as I sat down to do this, because I had a free moment and I just threw everything together on the table, and I think I've forgotten those socks. So sorry about that. They're probably over there in my basket of socks that are ready to be worn. So that's probably why they're not here at the table. But yeah, let's get into some stats. Because, okay, let me say this. It is not fun to go through what my family is going through. But the amount of resources that pour out to make sure that families can experience the most normal moments that they can is abundant. And my heart goes out to all the people that have made that possible. And so like here in, you know, the Instagram, YouTube, Yarny world is the whole like get your yarn wish granted type thing. And of course with my son's diagnosis, of course there's Make-A-Wish, but there's also much smaller things like for individual families and stuff like that based on areas and stuff and different things, different organizations and stuff like that. And one of them was for like the parents and siblings and stuff of our child who's going through some stuff. So anyway, lots of yarn came in because it was granted from them. So let's get into some stats. I want to say my last episode was in October. It was October 20th. So see, we're not that far off. We're December 15th. So, you know, 2 months almost. November stats. I had 1,775 grams come in. That was actually purchased from me, and I'll show you what most of that was here in just a minute. And I had put out 380 grams. I didn't put out. That sounded wrong. I had knit 380 grams out of my stash. There we go. That's the right way to say that. Whoops. So the biggest part of that 1,775 grams was yarn from Nomad. These are 50 gram skeins, hanks, and there are 10 of them in this bag. And I got 2 bags. So actually I got this bag in November and then I got another bag in December. And then I got some Felici because Knit Picks brought back Felici. Also, I'm wearing my PJs because it has been Sunday and we have just been relaxing all day at home and I am enjoying the day in my PJs. So that's what I have been wearing. But yeah, November was a good amount of yarn. December, it was very bad in December. I haven't yet calculated how much yarn has been brought in December, and there is still half of the month left, which I highly, highly doubt any more yarn will be added in December. Off of the math that I can do in my head, I know I have over 6,000 grams that came in the month of December. 1,500 of that was definitely purchased with my own money. And you'll see that here in a second. But the rest of it was actually purchased through the organizations that I mentioned earlier, of helping families out with some things that they want. And it was a pure want. It was not a need. They wouldn't let us do anything that would have been, well, I shouldn't say let us. They have different organizations set up to help you with things that you need, and then also different ones to help you with things that you want and stuff like that. I simply told them I liked yarn. They said we need more specific. I tried to get more specific. They wanted even more specific. Because like you tell them, I like yarn, and you're thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to get anything. And then they're like, no, we need more specific. And then I'm like, okay, well, you know, if I do worsted weight, I make hats and stuff like that. And they're like, no, we need more specific. Brand, colors, things like that. And they're like, we know that there's more than one type, more. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Let me show you the thing that I personally purchased. Felici came back, guys. And so I got one of each of the newest colorways of Felici. I will insert a picture here from their website of each of those colors. But yeah, I got some Felici. There were 15 colors. I think I got 2 balls of each color. I got the value pack, which is definitely the way to go if you know that you're going to buy Felici and you know that you want all the colors. Definitely get a value pack. And then they had a revamp of Black Friday on like Cyber Monday or something like that, which was already part of December. And so I did that, got extra savings added on top of it. And I got all of that yarn for less than half of what it would have cost to just do half of that amount. So big savings on that, probably a good 60% in savings just by doing deals. So yeah, the yarn is aplenty. And my goal is to knit my Felici, all the Felici that's back here in this cubby storage that you can see. Well, this is the corner of the cubby storage. All of those bins that are full of Felici, plus the replacement Felici down here at my feet. But I plan to do that and do heels, toes, and cuffs in this bear by the Nomad yarn because it's a 75-25. And I think it's going to be so nice to see how many socks I do in 2025 with that recipe. This is the cuff and the toes, possibly the heel. I want to do the heel, but I don't know that I'm going to do the heel because the way I knit, I don't do a very long leg. And to be able to see all the stripes, sometimes I have to knit the heel with the Felici as well so that I can get all the stripes through on one repeat. But otherwise, I will be using this bear yarn as the contrast, and I'm very excited about that. I think they're going to look really nice and really uniform, which is new in my life. Who knew? But yeah, December's been crazy for yarn in, and I don't care. I'm very happy because 2025 is going to be the year of knitting from my stash. We have been so surprised with the amount that keeps coming in, and it's coming in from Hobby Lobby, it's coming in from Joann's, it's coming in from Michael's, it's coming in from stores that I've never even heard of because they're not on the East Coast or they're not in the United States. I don't know. That just start influxing in. And so 2025 is definitely going to be the year to make from my stash, and I'm very excited for that. My goal is to not purchase anything knitting related in the year, or crochet, in the year 2025. No needles, no hooks, no yarn, nothing. There is nothing that will need to be made in the year that I will need to make a purchase for, plain and simple. So, with that being said, I did want to show you a few more things that I had gotten. Some needle stoppers from Big Twist from Joann's. I had purchased these myself as well. I'll show you the back so you can see the colors. But they actually fit anything from a 3mm to a 10mm. And I like those. And then I had purchased more ChowGoo 16-inch needles. I knit my Musselburgh hats on a US 2. And so I wanted to get a couple more needles to do that. And I did. So let's get into some whips. And then we will get into more purchases I have made. Sorry, my husband is texting me from upstairs. So let's get into some whips that I have. The first one being the one that is closest to being done, which is my Musselburgh hat here with the yarn from Yarnable called Grow with the Flow. And this is my progress keeper from the last time that I podcasted. I can remember saying we needed to move it up by 2 rows. Well, when I went to go start the knitting, I just moved that up. So that is the most accurate stitch marker from the last time I podcasted. But as you can clearly see, I made a lot of progress. And I'm actually on the decreases now. And so you can see my stitch markers there in the loop as I am decreasing on this hat. And I have just the tiniest little nugget left of yarn. My goal is to finish this tonight. We shall see. But this has been a very long whip. It was before everything with the family, and then now it's still lasting, and so I really want to get it done. And like I said, I knit my Musselburgh hats on ChowGoo 16-inch needles, which is a 2.75mm, which is a size 2 needle. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful with the color. This is going to be for my daughter. She likes it. The blues, the pinks, the purples. And so this is going to be for my daughter when I finish. and I'm very happy with it. And I'm excited to get it done, and it's not in a bag right now because I've been working so hard to get it worked on. So that is one of my whips that I have. The next whip that I have, it's in my Thanksgiving bag. This is from Tamara of Caffeinated Craft Mama. Oh my gosh, look at it. The pumpkin spice. Look at the orange. Oh, orange is my favorite color, and this fall vibe is my favorite. I absolutely love everything about this bag. And the inside, oh, the inside is truly my favorite. It's got these leaves that are, they're not metallic, but they're shiny. It's hard to explain, but it's gorgeous. But anyway, what I am working on in this one is fettuccine or fettuccine. I don't know how you would say that, but I say fettuccine. Sounds like a pasta dish. This is the colorway wagon sofa, if that's going to show up at the bottom down there. Oranges, yellows, browns, creams, tans. And I am making a pair of socks with it. I have one sock entirely done with my stitch markers, and I have the cuff of it started. Not yet to the point where I can do the leg, but I have the cuff started, and it is on magic loop, ChowGoo red lace, 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle, 64 stitches. My recipe for my socks is very vanilla because I follow Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, but my recipe is also vanilla because I do a 20 row cuff. I do a 30 row leg. I do not go big for my leg. I do a 30 row leg, do my heel flap and gusset, do my foot, do my toe. Very simple. That's been living in this bag since before Thanksgiving, but it's going to continue living there until it's done because I don't change bags. If my project moves from one season to the other, I will keep it in that bag until March if I have to, because that's just the type of person I am, because otherwise I will forget what the project is. Like, to me, that bag is associated with that project. And so if I change bags, I'm going to forget. But yeah, so that is my fettuccine socks that I'm working on right now. The next work in progress that I have is one that my mom requested, and how dare she request something. I think she requested this back on like the 10th of December. And so it's like 2 weeks before Christmas. How dare she requested a hat knit for her boyfriend and his son. And they want it in gray. And I had some Knit Picks Stroll. Let's see here if I have the tag. I do. Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway Ash. Hopefully that's going to focus, and I'm sorry if it doesn't. It is a 75/25 fingering weight yarn. Again, it's the muscle burrow pattern. I have been working on this each and every day. Last night I had worked on it this much. I have decided that if I do about 14 rows, 14 to 15 rows a day, I will have this done by Christmas. Some days I get 12 rows, some days I get 20. Some days like today, I haven't touched it yet, so we'll see. This hat, by the way, is living in this bag that I got from Stitching Plaza. It is my elf bag, and it says I'm a cotton-headed Ninny Muggins all over it. It's very cute. Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's one of. With the candy top, but the inside. The bag is not advertised as reversible, but with it being a drawstring, it is. The inside is much more calm if you're not all into the crazy. Black and white buffalo plaid with red and green polka dots all in it. So I love this bag. Got that drawstring, keeps everything nice and safe. And then it's not going to focus for Stitching Plaza. And I'm not able to find their Instagram anymore. So I'm not sure if they've stopped posting. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It's none of my business. if I can find the link to it, I will post it down below along with everything else that I have talked about. And then, like I said, I am still crocheting the ribbed beanies with any of my worsted weight yarn that I am doing, and I do that with a Susan Bates hook. It's a USH size 8, which is a 5mm hook. This is the one that I'm using here recently. I don't think that's going to show up at all for you to see the size. Nope, that light is glaring right on it, making it super reflective. But yeah, and I found one with a wooden handle. I've got the ones with the black handle right here for grip. This wooden one, it's thicker, but like the way I hold my hook, it's wonderful. I love it, but I love that hook. So that's all I have for whips. And then I had posted on Instagram about wanting to increase my yarn bags, my Christmas bags, because I didn't have enough. And so I decided that I was going to get more Christmas bags for myself this year. This is something I purchased with my own money and stuff like that. And this first one here is from, I want to say, yes, it's from the Wandering Worm. It has a coupon code on it, so I can't show you all of it, but maybe I can get it to focus on the name. The Wandering Worm. There it is. You see that? Okay. That's all you get to see. And I had gotten a Little Debbie Christmas tree cake bag. My favorite's actually the brownie, then the chocolate cake, then the white cake. Something about those sprinkles makes my 90s childhood heart so happy. But I had gotten this little sock size project bag with the red fabric around it, and it's drawstring, and so I love that. I am not picky when it comes to the way my bags close. Drawstring, snaps, zippers, elastic, buttons, magnets, I don't care. I am not picky when it comes to my bags. I do not buy a bag based on its closure. So I love all types of closing bags. But yeah, this is from the Wandering Worm, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to use this for the rest of December, because yes, it's Christmassy, but it's not in your face Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? I can use this until Valentine's Day. The next project bag that I got is actually from Fancy Boy Designs that I found on Etsy. And this one is Christmassy. And it's just a whole bunch of pretty Christmas trees. You got some thick ones and thin ones and short ones and tall ones, and they're all decorated, and it's snowing, and it's so cute. And then I do have their card here. Hold on. There we go. With where you can find them as well on Instagram and Etsy. And then their bag is a zipper bag. It also has like the lanyard with the clasp on it, so I can take it off if I want to. Their zipper has a snowflake on it. It's so pretty. And then the inside is Christmas lights. Can you see that? I think that's very nice. Very, very, very nice. I very much like this bag. And it's a zipper bag. So again, like I said, not picky on my closures. It does not bother me one way or another. But purchase that one. And then the last one technically needs to be classified as a gift from my sister, but I bought it and she's going to reimburse me on Christmas. So, you know, we'll get into the details later. Me and her. Is this big boy. Here we go. I think it's a medium size from MLD Threads. I have quite a few of their bags. They were one of the first bag makers that I had ever purchased bags from. And I have a whole bunch of the sheep with the yarn balls and stuff like that. I've got 3 of those bags here at the house. And so I saw that they had a Christmas bag on their page, and I went and got it. And it says, meet me under the mistletoe. It says, Christmas tree. It says, baby, it's cold outside. Let it snow. What else does it say? Mistletoe Kisses, Candy Cane Wishes, Mistletoe Kisses. There we go. Yeah, and it's got Santa hats, wreaths, Christmas trees, stockings. It also has the lanyard with a detachable piece as well. And then on the inside of this one is tiny red polka dots. Oh, it's so cute. But this is a big boy. This bag is big enough to hold the other bags inside of it. And then some. So those were my purchases. Makes me very happy. And then the last thing I want to show you is some yarn that, again, we've talked about earlier, but the organization, not the organization, sorry, the clinic that we go to for my son, like I said, I make them hats for it. And what I use to make those hats is Big Twist, I can't read that, Value Pound, Big Twist Value Pound. Yeah, there we go. This colorway is teal. It says so right there. I don't know that's actually going to focus. It's 100% acrylic. It's 500 grams. And it's a big boy. But I have one of every color that Joann currently has in stock. My local Joann's currently has in stock. So that I can make a beanie in every color available. And in every size available. So that people have a variety. We also have an ER nurse and a pediatric nurse. Our clinic is attached to the hospital, and so we have an ER nurse and we have a pediatric nurse that we both love, and I will give some hats to them as well so that they can also use them in their relative departments. And then the last thing that I got, because somebody asked me what my favorite color was in the forms that I was filling out for the yarn, and I said orange, and they're like, what else? And I was like, orange and purple. And they're like, muted. And I was like, no, like highlighter. So, meet my highlighter. And this is also the Big Twist Value yarn in the colors Grape and Varsity Orange. I am so sorry, that's blowing out. Okay, the grape is not going to show up well. There it is. There we go. Let me angle it to the light like that. Grape and Varsity Orange. And this is going to be the start of a blanket for myself. Those two colors. Those two colors are going to be the start of a blanket for myself. And I only got those two because I know, dye lots and all that much, that does not bother me. It's going to be a blanket for myself. I do not care if the shade of orange or the shade of purple is off just by a smidgen. And plus that is a commercial yarn. It's in stock. It will be fine. I do not care. It is the start of a blanket for myself. But yes, that is all that has been purchased in December so far. Lord have mercy, it has been a lot. I am not kidding when I say that I am not buying anything in 2025. So yeah, no purchases in 2025 at all. And then let's talk about reading and watching in life. Watching nothing but podcasts. Kay the Crazy Sock Lady, Lisa of 72 Stitches, Amie of Happy Little Yarn, Needles at the Ready, Amber Marie Knits, Sock Witchery, Love Sock Wool. Any of the podcasts that I can find, I'm just watching those because my attention span is not very long nowadays. And then for reading, I just started my reread of Fourth Wing in preparation for Onyx Storm that is coming out January 21st. My goal is to reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame in the next 37 days before that book is released, and then be able to read Onyx Storm the day it comes out. So, not in the entire day, do not have that freedom, but I'm hoping to get the book the same day, so I'm very excited for that. And then for life, my son is 4 years old. He will be 5 on Wednesday. His birthday is coming up, and his leukemia is doing very well. We have most of it under control. We are doing great with our treatments. We have been connected here recently to an IV bag that got to come home with us and administer medicine to him, and that disconnected twice, and it was very scary, and my anxiety was through the roof, but we survived it, and we start our new treatment on the 27th, so I'm nervous about that, but we will get through that too. We have to. And he is such a trooper through this. He is not fazed at all by any of this going on. I'm the one with the anxiety. I'm the one with the stress. He maybe gets a little nervous and anxious in the hour or two leading up to his doctor's appointment. He's fine when we're there. He loves his team. We love his team. It's stressful in the moment of doing stuff. And then when we're done and get to come home, he's happy. I'm the one that lives every single day in the what if. And I'm going through the anxiety and the stress and the thoughts without going through the treatments. And I want to. I don't want this on him at all. But if I can take the stress and the anxiety, why can't I just also take the cancer as well? So it sucks. It's going to suck for a very long time, for about 2 years. But our team is extremely hopeful for us, and we're very excited to see what we look like in 2 years from now. So, I will not podcast again between now and 2025. I was going to do a stash tour of how many grams I have in my stash to lead up to 2025. Before the 6,000 grams that I just talked about, I already had 10,000 completely untouched. So I probably have a good 25,000 grams of yarn in my house to be used. And that's a lot. It is a lot. Now, granted, a lot of it is like worsted weight, such as this, and so it doesn't take up as much. I am going to hop off of here because I'm pretty sure this podcast is going to be a good hot minute. I'm going to call it at 42 minutes, but I know that there's going to be some editing that I'm going to have to do. So, hi editing, Lindsay. And I will see you guys in the new year in 2025, hopefully with once a month updates. I think that's going to be the best format for me to move forward, is once a month, to show you guys what I've worked on in the month and everything and see how that goes. So hopefully I will see you in January. And until then, I hope that you have a blessed day and stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you later.